Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for the Lemon Garden Q1 report card for 2023. Yes, it is that time. We have gotten through Q1 of 2023, so congratulations everyone. We're making our way into the new year. Now, we're going to go over a couple things in this report card. Obviously, the main thing we're going to focus on is the trade performance over these last 3 months in both crypto and stocks. Before I do, I want to touch on a couple things. Firstly, you do know, if you've been following the Lemon Garden, that I had announced that there will be price changes coming to some of the services, namely the swing trade service Lemonade Drinker and the tutoring service the Lemon Learner. We were going to get some price changes from $15 a month to $40 a month for the swing trade service. Also a bundle opportunity to buy for the year, being $399.99 for the year, where you get 2 months for free. And then for the Lemon Lover service, the tutoring service, it used to be originally $100 a session. Now it's $199.99 a session, and you used to get a bundle for $300, buying 4 sessions, getting 1 free. But now it's $599.99 for 4 sessions. So price has increased on those 2 services, and we also updated the Lemon tier. So instead of it just being a day trading room, it's now focused on getting people to become funded traders. We have thankfully gotten 1 funded trader through the service. Hopefully we're on the on the path to getting another, and we will be having more people join that service. So my dream is that we have a whole bunch of funded traders and all different prop firms, whatever you're going to use, whether it's Surge Trader, FTMO, funded talent, whatever you want to use, that you become a funded trader and you start to change your life via trading. Okay, so if you are interested in these services, make sure to come to premium service links, and this is where you can look to potentially join a service, whichever one you are interested in. Obviously, you have 2 options in how you want to pay. You can either join via crypto. So I have a crypto option where essentially here are the payments for the services that you are interested in, and here are the cryptos I'm willing to accept. And then obviously I have a Patreon link here, and if you click that link, it'll bring it to this page here. Now I just want to make something very clear with the Lemon Lover service. So this is the tutoring session service. It's not $5.99 a month. Okay, I just can't do a one-time payment sort of thing on Patreon. So essentially, if you were to go through Patreon for a tutoring session, this is paying for four sessions. Really, you're only paying for 3, getting 1 free. But this is the equivalent of paying for the bundle, and you only have to do this once. So you don't have to stay subscribed. You're just paying for this once, unless obviously you want more sessions in the coming months. Okay, so the idea is you'll pay for 4 sessions, and you have those tutoring sessions banked in. So there's no time limit on when we can do them. It's whenever it's best for you. I do want to make everyone who's trying to learn how to trade as comfortable as possible. So I don't put any time constraints on it. Once you pay for a session, whether it's just a single session or a bundle of sessions, you have those banked in. Okay. So as long as I'm alive, you can call that in and we can do a tutoring session from there. Okay, so just don't feel the pressure that you must have a session with me the moment you buy. If you want, we'll do it as fast as you like, or we'll take it as slow as you like. Everyone is different with how they intake information, so I'm trying to cater to that the best I can. All right, so if you are interested in the tutoring service, just know that this is a one-time payment. You would just subscribe for 1 month and then you would just unsubscribe. Okay, unless you obviously wanted more than 4 sessions, you wanted like 8 or 12 or whatever. Okay, and then obviously you're seeing the swing trades the swing trade service, and this is the day trading room. So the only price changes have been between the swing trade service and the tutoring service. This is still the same price as before. All right, okay, so we've gone over everything pertaining to the changes in pricing and services. So let's get into the performance for Q1 of 2023 from the Lemon Garden. And it's been a pretty good month. It's actually been quite an interesting month. So we're going to start with stocks. So stocks actually, of the 2 services of the swing trade service, has actually performed the worst. Now, it still did quite well. It's just, it hasn't been as active, which is pretty interesting because the markets have been quite active. I just found myself in a position where I just can't really do too much at the moment. I do like my position in the markets. I do believe that as we go further into Q2, that we'll be able to pick up pace in the stock world. But currently, we had a great month in January. Okay, so we were able to bank in on a lot of positions in January, take a lot of profits, namely because we built out a lot of positions throughout Q4 or late Q3 of 2022, and then it started to pretty much reward us in January. So we were able to bank in on that whole gold rise. We had NEM, we had GLD. We were able to take some profits off of that. We also had some other gold positions over in December. So we were able to be rewarded quite well when gold started to rise pretty dramatically. Took a cheeky short on Biogen. Now, this short didn't work out as best as I thought. I was looking for more downside. Biogen had a massive jump up after a huge success for their company, but I was looking for a larger retracement. We weren't getting it, and thankfully I took out the short, took minor profits, 3.18%. It was a good idea because it rose up another 30%. So that's where you can't really get too greedy. You have to trust what the charts are telling you. It took me many years to figure that out, but man, ever since I did, it has saved me a lot of money, heartbreak, and really just my sanity. So it's tough taking a small win like this when you envision something so much bigger, but it does save you a lot more money when you finally realize that the charts are king. Then we went into Lyft, into Mara, and into Clover Health. Again, 3 very speculative plays that worked out absolutely fabulously. Just super happy with them, especially with Lyft. Lyft was a long time coming, because Lyft was building out such a bullish setup. Now, it's unfortunate that Lyft couldn't get more follow through. I'm happy where we sold it. It ended up having a massive sell-off not too soon after we sold it. It's pretty much come back down to where we originally got in, and slightly under, I would believe, actually. So we did sell it at a really good time. It just sucks because as I like that company, I am a little worried about its health going forward. Then we had a C3 AI, we had Alcoa, and we had Roku, Square, and Tesla. Again, more speculative plays that worked out extremely well. The C3 AI play was very nice. I think that was one of the easiest trades we've had for pretty much the year so far, at least, and it worked out really well. So same with Tesla. Again, very easy trade. Just had to be patient. On these. Had to wait a couple months on these, and it may not seem like a lot, but when you line it up like this, it starts to accumulate, and you start to see like, wow, I don't trade as much, and I'm not getting the home run every trade. I'm getting like a base hit or a double here and there. And when you look at it, after the month is over, you end up with 199.04% cumulative gains percentage wise. So that's huge. All right, that's huge, and most people would love to average something around there, 4 or 5 months out of the year rather than an entire year. So really happy with how January played out. Was a very nice month to start the year. But obviously, as we go into February and March, as you can see, definitely slowed down. Now, we had some really good trades in these months, right? But just nothing too big. But surprisingly, we had some 2 big hitters, right? So we had Peloton, which was a pretty good trade, pretty solid trade, very fast in the way it moved, but it was a pretty solid trade. And then Meta. I mean, Meta was a great trade, obviously, 44.66%. Facebook had been really hated, and I saw it as a major opportunity. I do recall exactly where I bought it. It was in a perfect liquidity zone. No one was really wanting to touch it, and really just got right near the bottom of where it dropped to, and we were able to bank in on it from a rise from 126 to 183. It was a huge move, happened really fast. It was slowly moving up, and then after hours, one of those days, it just skyrocketed. It just took our money and ran. So pretty much about a month hold, almost made 50% off of it. So those were the only 2 trades we actually closed in the month. So it was a very slow month, but because it was only 2 trades, we weren't going to have a performance like we did in January. But considering we made 62.25% cumulative is still pretty impressive. And that just speaks volumes about how good meta did for us in February. So very slow month, but we used this month quite a bit to actually build out positions. We did buy a bunch of different positions, but we couldn't bank in on much profits outside of these two. Then March, very similar story. And actually, I will say, completely admittedly, I try to be as transparent as I can. I did like basically no buying this month. Very, very little, maybe a slight add-on here and there, but very, very little buying of new positions in March. And I will tell you, I do feel as if there is a lot of chop in the markets, depending on the sector. Like staples have been showing some strength, and then all of a sudden they would show weakness, and it would run into speculative plays like high tech and chips. So it's been a very interesting market to observe, and I found when I'm in this situation that it is best to just do nothing, right? To kind of manage positions that I'm already in, make sure everything is somewhat stable, and just start planning out a game plan for the coming days, weeks, and months. So I've been taking this time to just observe the markets, kind of get a foothold of what I want to do, and get an idea of what is the most probabilistic path going forward. And I will say I'm very comfortable where we're at. We don't have a super low exposure to the markets, but we don't have a very high exposure either. We're in that sweet spot where we're nimble enough to where I believe we can add on to positions and open new positions comfortably. And I'm also very comfortable in this situation to add on to positions. So I am looking forward to Q2, as I do think stocks will pick up, at least for us. So going into March, we had a great trade in SC and C Limited, a very speculative play, very, very nice trade I started building out back in January. Finally, after about 2 months, was able to get its big move up just under 40%. And then with DXD, that's part of the little short play as I had. So this is a short ETF on the Dow. Wasn't looking for a big move on that. I was just playing the game where it looked like Dow was coming into some resistance. Ended up working out. Was able to bank in on 8.3% profit. So we had a cumulative gain of about 46.56% for March. So considering it's only been 2 trades in the month, and we had about 46.56% in gains, I would say that's not too bad. Again, I would love for it to have more trades close, more opportunity to take profits, but you have to go with what the market is willing to give you, right? You can't force the market to give you stuff, because in the end it'll just take everything from you. So we have to go with the flow, like we have been for the past now over a year since I've started this service. And as we do that, as you can see, we've been rewarded in only losing 1 trade in stocks since the service has started. So we're just going to keep going with that, and hopefully in April we'll have even more opportunity to open new positions and take profit in other positions. Okay, so now let's hop on in to crypto. Okay, so crypto has been the complete opposite of stocks. Okay, so it's been the complete opposite of stocks. I actually didn't even calculate all this yet. So it's been such an active month for March that I haven't even calculated all this yet, which is my fault. I probably should have, but we'll do it together here because it's been an absolutely fabulous month for March. But starting off with January, again, just like stocks, opened up really strong into the year, very, very strong into the year. Had some great trades coming out of Algorand, mainly in the altcoins, Algorand, all the way down to HBAR, and as you can see, mostly long. Had just about 1 short on Hashgraph, and that was a very fast play, relative to how we trade over here via our swing trades. And the longs were just quite good. I mean, just a quite good start to the year. Wonderful long, really a wonderful long on both quant and flow. Those two were great. Flow was a bit of a challenge in that it was really a position we had to build out and be very patient with. So this was actually quite a large, relative to most altcoins, it was a large position for our overall account. Okay, so altcoins, I usually have a cap depending on the altcoin and its volumes and its market cap anywhere from like, I'll risk maybe 5 to 6% of my account, all the way up to maybe almost 20% of my account, and risk of that 20 or 5%, maybe 1 to 5% of that. Okay, so flow was a much larger position when you compare it relatively to the other positions we had. Quant, fabulous trades, super fast, did not have to really wait much for a pretty sizable move on it. And this is all before leverage, right? So I don't personally use leverage, but I have many followers that seem to be using leverage 2x, 3x, even if some have figured out how to do it with 20x. And I'm making 20%. They're making 200%, 2000%. And I don't condone, like, I'm not like telling you to do it. If they can figure it out how to do it, that's great. But it's just incredible to see that, for me, this is absolutely fabulous. But the stuff that they're posting from the trades warms my heart. I can't explain to you how happy it makes me feel, because it's just truly making a difference in their accounts. And I pray that difference aids them in life, right? It's helping them in life somehow. So that's all I'm doing this for, because I do want people to be able to have another, side income, side hustle, that, as life gets more expensive, and it is and will continue to get more expensive, that they have some relief coming from somewhere, because life is hard enough. I want to try and make life easier for everyone that I cross paths with. So seeing people succeed from these trades really makes me happy, and it's all trades that I'm personally taking. So it's like you're just following me of what I'm already doing. So that's why it's not really financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what I'm personally doing, and that we're all succeeding together makes me super happy. And again, I can't thank everyone enough for the support, because we wouldn't have even gotten this far in the Lemon Garden if there wasn't this much support here. We're a small group that's slowly growing, but we are a tight-knit group. And if you aren't in the Discord, join the Discord. Whether you're a premium member or a free member, join Discord, because I do post free trades. I do live streams almost every day, and I promise you'll meet some really cool people who will, I think, impact your life positively, whether it's just emotionally or financially. So make sure to join Discord. You'll find the link in the description below into this video, and it's totally free. If you want to become a premium member, well, you just need to watch the beginning of this video, and you'll see how to do it. Okay, so make sure to be here, because be part of this. Okay, so January was absolutely fabulous. Made about 135.86% cumulative gains. Cumulative gains on the trades. So not too bad considering how little we trade. On average, we're averaging probably less than 12, 10 trades a month. There's a couple months here and there where we'll get a massive amount of trades, closing. But on average, we're closing anywhere from 5 to 8, maybe 9 trades a month. And for us to really average this is absolutely pretty incredible. To get up above the 100% per month is pretty incredible. So I'm very proud with this. So January was a wonderful start for both crypto and stocks. And then, for crypto, it just wouldn't stop, right? Crypto, we just kept getting the opportunities. So, going into February, longs, everything moved super fast for us, right? So on average, our trades will last maybe a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. We were getting trades done in about, 1 to 10 days, 1 to 5 days. It just was a wonderful time in February. So all the longs were just super rapid. We're talking 5-7 days, and then we had a couple shorts here and there. Some were just within 2 days, some were within 1 day. It's pretty nuts. So we were moving really fast, and we had some killer trades. We had this killer long on Bitcoin as well. Literally bought Bitcoin, and just absolutely just banked in on this massive move. Okay, so this may not seem like a lot, but this was a huge position on the portfolio. We're talking about 40% position in Bitcoin. So this was a massive move for my account and for many people who followed me throughout last year, because we were building out this large position into Bitcoin, where we got the average entry of about 18,306.75. Okay, so massive. Took great profits at 23,130, and that really just, in my opinion, just made most of this year already. At least for my crypto account, so it was very good. We started off so strong, and then oh man, after making 149.9% cumulative in February, March. This month has been absolutely incredible. Incredible for crypto. The crypto swing trade service, this has been maybe the best month since we've started the service. This might have been the best month ever. So going all the way up to the beginning, this was potentially the best month, February of 2022, since we started the service. So about 164.26% was the top performing month, I believe, until now. So until now, this is by far the best we've done, in my opinion. Now, I haven't calculated all this just yet, but this is absolutely incredible how this has played out. We have so many trades that we went through here, but mainly what was incredible about this month that just passed was there were so many opportunities to take inverse trades. And what I mean by that, so many things were showing relative weakness and relative strength. So what I got a taste of here was what I'm actually used to in the stock world, where a lot of these assets, a lot of these cryptos had their own personalities for a time. So I was able to really build out, individual positions without really having to think too much about the relationships between these assets, namely, Bitcoin and Ethereum, etc. Like, I was able to really get a good understanding of the price action, liquidity levels, and kind of just trade that. Whereas normally, if I see a liquidity zone on a certain altcoin, if it goes against what Bitcoin's building, I have to lean towards what Bitcoin is building, even though the probabilities are super high this altcoin should get to this place. So I loved March. And what I'm seeing here as I'm calculating all this, we in total, taking all these positions in, we had so many positions I had to do a continuation because this was getting too large. We have a cumulative gain for the month of March, 231.02%. Absolutely incredible. An incredible result for March. So as you can see in the month of March here, as we go through this a little bit more, you're going to see a pretty even and healthy divide between longs and shorts. And again, this is telling because so many of these positions were just pretty much individualistic. So some coins I was able to go long, some coins I was able to go short, all at the same time, because they were all kind of moving in their own way. And it was absolutely incredible. And this is usually how I trade stocks. So it's been a very easy month for me overall. It has gotten a little bit more difficult as we come into the end of the month, but throughout most of this month, it was such an easy time to trade. So I'm super excited for where crypto's going, because the more institutional money that comes in to crypto, the more it's going to move like what I really enjoy trading a lot, which is stocks. And as you can see, I do think this month is a clear indication of how we're going to perform as crypto becomes more institutionalized. That's for sure. So I'm extremely excited. And I know for a fact a couple members that are in the swing trade service this month changed. A lot of things changed for them. A lot of things have changed them. Some are quit work and they're just focusing on this, and some have tripled their account. So this was one of the best months we've had in a long time, and a lot of these trades were super fast. I mean, take a look at this. This was incredible, these shorts. So we had opened up these shorts on FIL, FTM, Atom, all in one. We did this, and I believe we did Kava. Yes, we did all at the same time, these 4 shorts. Okay, and 3 of the 4 we closed the very next day. Look at these gains: 24.73% on Filecoin, on Phantom, 15.07%, and then on Cosmos 11.66%, and then the day after, so this was a 2-day short, we made 14.04%. Absolutely killer, absolutely killer. All before leverage, all before leverage. So just absolutely fabulous month. Killed it with how much we made. Again, cannot complain. Now, what will we do better? The only thing I can say that I think we should be doing better in regards to both crypto and stocks. So for stocks, I do think I need to spend more time kind of observing what certain ETFs are doing. I do feel like I've missed some opportunities in regards to the oil shorts and the oil longs. So I wasn't really looking at SCO, which is an oil short ETF, enough, I believe. So I probably need to start looking at that sort of, those sort of assets. As I did last year, I just started to not focus on it as much. As well as I need to start paying attention more so to the chip makers, because as you can see, a lot of the chip makers have been absolutely killing it in the stock world, and I just have not been paying attention to it enough outside of Nvidia. But Micron, AMD, Intel, I do need to make sure I pay more attention to them. And then for crypto, I would say that we probably want to be maybe a little bit more patient. I am happy with how we're trading. I am happy with how many positions I'm having open on average, but potentially it might be best to start reeling back a little bit, because we've had such a strong start to the year that I am thinking that maybe I will kind of be even more picky with some of the positions we take. I also, it's going to sound kind of counterintuitive to just what I just said, is I should actually make sure to keep my eye on, the Coin Market Cap website, and kind of make sure I'm up to date with the top 50 coins, because that's what I mainly trade. I am looking for coins that are in like the top 50, the top 30, and I stick with those for the swing trade service, because they have the highest chance of not, being moved too heavily, too quickly, essentially being manipulated as hard as a smaller cap coin. But I have found myself being really behind the ball of not keeping up to date with what's up there. So I have to make sure I do that. I have to make a conscious effort to make sure that I'm looking at the coins that are up in the top echelon of the market cap website, as well as keep my eye on anything that's falling out and climbing up. I'm so sorry, guys. It's been such a long week, and I feel like I've barely slept. So my apologies for that. But as you can see, we've been trading a lot. So forgive me. I have a yawn or two in me. But point is, I just want to be. I just have to make sure I'm up to date on what's going on in the crypto markets with these newer projects and the older projects, whether they're falling out of favor or coming up into favor. Okay, so that's gonna be on top of my list to do. Now, that is it. That is actually it for the report card for Q1. I am very, very satisfied with Q1. We really didn't do too poorly. We didn't do poorly at all. So, and we're still keeping this streak alive. Again, just like with stocks, we've only lost once in crypto thus far. We lost with Terra Luna. Lost about just under 72% off a 5% position. So it was a tough loss, but we didn't actually hurt our account or anything, and we still had a positive month in spite of that. But since then, we haven't really lost, and we just have to just keep doing what we're doing, staying nimble, staying vigilant, being patient, and the markets will reward us. They will reward us, as it has been, and I do think that we'll slowly creep up in more wins over the year, as long as we keep doing that. And I do think that for many people who are following the service, that your accounts will be positive. I don't know if anyone has had is in the red on the accounts, their overall count following the service. If they are, please, if you are and you're in the premium service, please let me know, because I would love to know what's going on, and if I can help, then I will. And if you're not, that's great. Make sure to share what you're doing, not just with me, but with other members, whether they're free members or premium members. Especially, I get this question all the time: can I use your strategy with leverage? You definitely can. I don't, right? And I personally recommend not to do it. So you go to the Welcome to the Lemon Garden. Here are what I recommend. Okay, so again, it's my recommendations. It's not law. You can do what you want. And like I mentioned, there are members who are using leverage. Okay, they figured out a way. So if you're one of those members who have figured out how to do my trades with leverage, please share with the other members. If they really want to use leverage, please share with them. Feel free to share with them. Again, everyone that follows me is an adult. They make their own decisions. I'm not giving them financial advice. I'm just posting the trades I'm personally taking. So if you want to follow them, that's fabulous. If you don't, you don't have to. Okay. But if you are one of those members that have figured out how to use leverage with my trades, then please share, because it will only help. It will only help. All right, guys, that's it. That's it. I know this was long-winded. I know I probably rambled here and there. Hopefully you'll forgive me. Again, if you have any questions about anything, leave a comment on the video, and obviously join the Discord. If you want to contact me or any of the premium members to get their input on whether, if you're trying to investigate if the services are legit or if it's as good as I'm showing, or you just want a more detailed explanation of what to expect, talk to the premium members. Don't talk to me. You can talk to me. I'll answer the question. But if you want unfiltered and truth, talk to the premium members, because I tell the premium members, to not be yes men, to ask me questions. Again, that's literally right here. Ask me questions, keep me to the fire, have me explain my reasonings. Okay, like explain why I'm doing things, and if they don't like what I'm saying, to then abandon me. All right, that's like that. I'm as forthright as I can. At least I'm trying to be. So if you are interested in the services, but you're skeptical, because I understand. I've had this conversation with a couple people. This does not look real. And this is the largest win streak I've ever had. I understand. Talk to them. Just talk to them. Talk to free members that have been here for a long time. Okay, just talk to them. And see what they say. If they tell you like, hey, stay away from me, stay away from me. They say, hey, it seems pretty good, give it a shot, give it a shot. All right, that's all I can tell you. All right, and also before I end this, we do have Lime Lover callouts. So if you are a free member, this is where I do post free trades. So I do one free trade in stocks, one free trade in crypto, and it's usually within a month. Sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be less, because again, I don't force the trades. I'll take what the market gives, and sometimes the market gives nothing. So, there may be a month or so where I just won't post a trade for the free members or even the premium members. Just like March, for the stock side of the swing trade service, didn't really have much to do. Okay, so again, investigate the Discord, look into it, and ask me questions, ask other members questions, especially if you're interested in any of the premium services. And feel free to hang out. This is as welcoming a community as I think you can have. And we have people of all experience levels, from highly advanced to brand new. So you'll have someone you can definitely relate to here, I believe. All right, guys. That is it. That is it for this report card video. Remember, just to get in contact with me, leave a comment, join the Discord. If you like the video, you like my content, you like my channel, make sure to give me a subscribe, maybe a like on this video, maybe even a share. And I also have a Twitter, so you can find my tweets here. I post them all here. So if you want to, follow me on Twitter, just click the link here and give me a quick follow. I'd really, really appreciate that. And now, guys, always remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. I love you guys. Take care.